Hi, I'm Aubrey Shines. I'm Senior Pastor of G2G Ministries in Tampa, Florida. Those of us who have a background and share an ethos of the Judeo-Christian dynamic, we'll all know this when we hear it. A nation is ruined when it forgets God. You know, the God of creation. If you turn the pages of antiquity in your mind and you remember all of your history lessons, you can also, I'm sure, recollect the times where you studied history, and you'll find that when the God of Scripture has been abandoned by its people, you'll find eventual ruin. Well, let's speed that up and come into our present time right now. Even right now, the same thing is going on. Take, for instance, for just a moment, Canada. Canada's top courts have just ruled that their views of Christianity, they're not really diverse. Therefore, they need to, unfortunately, be dissolved in its community. In other words, its people, our Canadian friends there, they don't really have the rights any longer to express their Christian views simply because the government wants to abandon the idea of Judeo-Christianity. No other group, by the way, but specifically Judeo-Christian belief systems. Well, some of you may ask, well, what does that have to do with us here in America? It's very, very simple. It's happening here as well. There's a legislative really push, even in our current Congress, to take God out of anything that is mentioned. We see this being lived out again and again, even in the areas of, let's say, infanticide. Let's talk about traditional marriage. We could go on and on. There is a concerted effort, even among employers, to make sure that their employees do not express their Judeo-Christian beliefs, not in the workplace. You say, well, it shouldn't be for the workplace. Well, I don't know how one really, at least in my opinion, abandon who they really are, regardless of where they are. But yet, this is going on even right now in this country. Consider a few other facts here. Every state that is governed by these type of liberal policies that want to eradicate the God of Scripture away from anything with its citizens, you'll see over and over again the demise of that state. I was thinking about this very recently when I was reflecting on, and I'll show you the picture of this gentleman, 79-year-old man, right in the city of New York, very softly, according to all the witnesses that were there, wasn't screaming at anyone. He was just sharing his faith. He was on the subway sharing his faith, and yet, if you look at his picture right now, you see the blood. What happened? Because that particular area doesn't want God reference, especially when it concerns challenging people on whatever their beliefs may be. And yet we see this happening again and again. Time won't even allow me to go by and show you so many instances where men and women are being attacked, losing their jobs. Parents are being challenged even for their children simply because, again, they want a belief system that reflects their belief for their family. Not allowed, and it's being pushed out right here in this country. You may ask the question, why is this necessary? And what does that have to do with us? Well, I saved that portion for last for a reason. There's one political group, just one group in this nation that is pushing this agenda, and it happens to be the Democratic Party. They don't want any reference of God. They don't want any man or woman to live out his or her faith in the workplace. Everything else, okay, it's acceptable, but not a Judeo-Christian belief system. We're in an election season. It's simple. Every time you vote for a party that wants to eradicate God, again, I challenge you to go through the antiquity of your own mind and just remember every state, every country, every region that abandoned God, they found themselves in peril. Let's not see that happen in this great country. We can do better. We must do better. And until I come again, I bid you peace.